What's up, my dudes? It's me Srishti again. Welcome back to my channel. So I made a Diwali lantern and happy Diwali to everybody in advance, and let's get right into making process. So what happened is I woke up one morning at 4 o'clock. Don't ask me why, but I was really unable to go back to sleep. So you know what I thought? I thought what would be the good use of my time? Making a Diwali lantern, because that's what you do when you woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm really unaware of what you're supposed to do after you wake up that early. Like, what do people do that? Who do after waking up that early? So yeah, that's besides the point. So I got to making this. Now, did I really have the stationery supplies which are required to make this thing? No, I did not. But I had a box. So fight me. So what I did is that the first thing, I tore apart the box so that it was laid flat on the ground as a cardboard. Now this cardboard sheet, we are supposed to cut a lot of triangles, rectangles and squares and everything. So I got to measuring first. Now we need 6 squares of 10 by 10 centimeter. We need 8 rectangles of 5 by 10 centimeters. And now for triangles, the problem is that we need isosceles triangles of 10 by 10 centimeter. Now everybody who has drawn an isosceles triangle in school knows that you need a rounder to do that correctly mathematically, but I didn't have that because it's been long since I left the school. So what I did is that I draw a line of 10 centimeters. At 5 centimeters make a dot, and above 10 centimeters to that 5 centimeter dot, you can draw a 10 centimeter line of that triangle. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. So yeah, draw that line, draw the dots, and this is not mathematically correct isosceles triangle, but it looks visually similar. Okay, it will do the task. I did it, you can do it too. I'm the least artsiest person. If I'm able to make that thing, anybody can make it. So yeah, we are going to need to cut all of that. Now let me just warn you guys that cutting cardboard pieces requires a lot of patience and muscle strength. So I had a good arm workout anyway. So yeah, it is going to be really difficult. Find the sharpest scissor you can, find the sharpest cutter that you can find, and lay something on the ground. We don't need to scratch our tiles while making this thing. Okay, so yeah, after that, when we are done making 8 of these rectangles, 8 of the triangles and 6 of these squares, we have all of the cutout pieces ready. But now the problem is that the Diwali lantern is something which is supposed to diffuse out the light. If there is no place to diffuse out the light, it's not going to work. So what we are going to do is that at 1 centimeter from the edge of this thing, we are going to cut apart this whole entire mid piece, and we will cover it with the kite paper, because kite paper is the kind of paper which can diffuse out the light. So what we are going to do is, now after we are ready with all of those cut out pieces, from 1 centimeter of its edge, we are going to cut everything apart, and then we will have 1 centimeter wide squares, rectangles and triangles. So after we are done with doing that, the thing is that we can now also assemble this Diwali lantern, or else what we can do is we can first apply all the kite paper and then we can assemble the Diwali lantern. Now me, being the least craftiest person in the whole wide world, I am going to do it right now at this stage, because I am not going to be able to attach the papers after I am done assembling this thing. It looks really intimidating to a person who is least craftiest person in the whole entire world. So yeah, that's what I did. Now while cutting these kite pieces, the kite paper is really thin. So what we are going to do is that we need 6 of these red pieces, because one colored Diwali lantern is not going to look good. Let's all be honest over here. So we have 6 of these red pieces for all of the squares. There is no rocket science there. 6 papers, 10 by 10 centimeter, and lay them over each other so that you only have to cut once, and then you're there with 6 papers. Do that, okay? Use your mind. Now for the triangles, we are going to use the yellow paper. I mean, I am using yellow paper. You can use whatever color combination you want to. So we are going to cut these triangles, 8 of them, 10 by 10 centimeter. Use the same old trick which I told you guys if you don't have a rounder just like me. So yeah, cut it in the another color of these triangles, and while doing the rectangles, so that not every side looks the same. See, this is red and this is yellow, right? So we are going to do that. We have 8 of these things. So 4 of these things need to be of the same color and 4 need to be of other color. So I am using yellow and red combination, color combination over here. So we are going to cut that. Now while attaching these pieces, keep 2 squares without the paper. I forgot to do it, so I had to take the paper out later, but that's not a good thing to do, because see, these things need to be hollow because the bulb is going through the other end, and we need to apply this thing, you know, Diwali lantern hair on the other side. So we don't need a kite paper to be attached on 2 sides. So 2 squares, keep them just as they are, don't attach any paper to it. And after that, now we are here to the most intimidating part you will ever have to do with this Diwali lantern. Let me just get this straight, okay? Now pay attention everybody, stop breathing. So what we are going to do is that take a square. There are 4 sides to a square, right? Now to those 4 sides, we are going to attach 4 triangles. Now those triangles will make a weird shape, like triangular shape like this. Now in that triangle, you might think that, you know what, a triangle would better fit over here, but no, you're wrong. You right over there, you're wrong. So what we are going to do is that we are going to attach a whole square in those triangles. You get me right? After attaching 4 triangles to 1 square, in between those triangles, we are going to attach a square. So after we are done attaching 4 squares, and on those 4 sides, because we will have 4 sides, we are done with doing most of the work. Okay, that was the most intimidating part. After that, we are going to be left with 4 more triangles and 1 more square. So again, this is going to be really difficult. Now while doing that, because these joints need to be flexible and strong, 2 things in the engineering everybody is after achieving, how are we going to engineer that into this architectural piece of ours? Now let me just tell you, take a book which has really thick pieces. Okay, the pages which you have used, you're not really going to read those notes after that. Take those pieces apart and cut them into 2 centimeter wide pieces, 2 centimeter width and 10 centimeter length, because most of this is 10 centimeter length over here, and 2 centimeter width because both those squares and rectangles are 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. So to join them, we are going to need a 2 centimeter width piece of paper which has 2 centimeter width. So yeah, attach some glue to that paper and stick it over there, and you will have your flexible joints which are also strong, which is going to hold this whole structure together. Okay, keep that in mind. If you think that you need a little bit more width, then take 2.5 centimeters maybe. After you're done with the whole hexagon, I suppose this looks like a hexagon. So yeah, after you're done with this hole, whatever the shape it is geometrically, we are going to need to assemble these two sides, because let's be honest, just this part without these two sides would look ugly. So yeah, these rectangles are going to be attached. Now we are supposed to attach these 4 rectangles to over here. Maybe you guys can see the joints over here. So yeah, that's how we are assembled this thing. After assembling, obviously, it's me, I made a lot of mistakes, okay. I am not the crafty person, you know. So what I did is that I took golden paper, the savior to everything. Here's a golden paper hack. Hack alert, hack alert. If you have a project or assignment which you need to submit in the school and you don't really have a ton of time to make that project, then cover that SHIT with golden paper. It comes in all different colors and all of that. The royal blue color of that golden paper looks great. So yeah, cover your project with that golden paper. I did that once in school and my project was really bad and I still got good marks. Okay, so if you ever come across a project problem which needs to look good and it's not looking good, cover that with golden paper. Golden paper will cover all your mistakes in life, don't worry. So yeah, we bought this golden paper. Now the thing is, all of these sides which we have, all of these are rectangles and triangles and squares. They are 1 centimeter in length. So if you think mathematically, to cover all those mistakes, you need 2 centimeters width of golden paper. But here I just made a few too many mistakes. So it took 3 centimeters of golden paper to cover all of those papers. So measure 10 centimeters length of your golden paper and 3 centimeters width of your golden paper. And this little thing over here, which it is attached over here, it's 3 centimeters wide and 10 centimeters long. So while doing that, we can cover everything over this hexagon. But because we didn't really make a lot of mistakes on the rectangles, we only need 1 centimeter width of golden paper over here. 10 centimeter length is constant everywhere, and 2 centimeters of golden paper over these joints, and again 3 centimeters over here. So yeah, that's it. Now that we are done making this thing, let's be honest, it looks too small. I spent 3 days making this thing and it just looks too small. Okay, it looks too small. So now to make it appear big, we are going to make these things. So while making these things, do one thing. Keep 3 centimeters of your paper, don't cut it, okay. Over here, 3 centimeters of your paper, keep it over here, don't cut it. After 3 centimeter, leaving 3 centimeters of length, you can cut these papers to however much width you want. This is approx 2.5 to 3 centimeters over here. I didn't really measure it that well, but yeah, you can measure it and then cut everything. Don't forget to leave that 3 centimeters, because then there will be no place for you to attach and it gets really messy attaching everything there with the glue and everything. And yeah, well, that's it. That's how I made this. It took me 3 days, believe it or not. It might take you less days if you're a little bit more crafty than me. So well, yeah, we are done with making the Diwali lantern, my dudes. Also, how is the bulb going to fit inside? My grandpa has made a wire thingy which is supposed to go from here and it's going to attach something with something. I have no idea what is he gonna do, but he'll come up with something. He's a resourceful person. He'll do that. This part is only up to me. See, our home's tradition is that I make a really bad Diwali lantern like this every single year, and my grandpa takes it upon him to attach it, whatever the crap I have made. And yeah, he does that every year. I don't know how he does that though. Should ask him sometime. So well, yeah, that's what we are going to do. That's what we have. Diwali lantern. Happy Diwali to everyone. I wish you a happy and healthy Diwali to everyone and every single person in your family. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Also like and subscribe and share, and you're on YouTube, you know what to do, okay? Do that.